All right, ladies and gentlemen, hey, welcome to this quick video. Do want to give a shout out to Pistons Mike, Pistons Talk, Pistons Power, and Cool over at Locked On Pistons. Just want to give a shout out to those guys for keeping us up to date on the state of the Detroit Pistons. Really appreciate them and all the other YouTubers out there that cover the Detroit Pistons. I'm not one of those full-time YouTubers. I just drop a video every once in a while, but I entitled this one "The Harsh Reality of the Detroit Pistons," and I said this a while ago that a particular player doesn't seem to be want to be in Detroit. I said that with the Detroit Lions and the wide receiver that they drafted, Jamison Williams. And I said that with the Detroit Pistons, and just being honest, I said that with the Detroit Pistons and Cade Cunningham. No knock on him. I just don't think Detroit is the right place for him at this point in his career. We are used to playing an upbeat, up-tempo kind of game, and that's is just not working out, to be honest. That's the harsh reality of it. I know a lot of people may disagree with me. That's fine. You're entitled to your own opinion. Everyone seems to be riding Killian Hayes. I'm not riding Killian Hayes. I still have faith in the young man, and I think he's going to wind up having a great NBA career. A lot of people are throwing him in the trash and whatnot, and if I were him, I would want out of Detroit. But he handled himself like a professional and just going out there doing what he can do. But in my opinion, I think Cade Cunningham, the experiment needs to end. Like I said, there's no knock on him at all. He's a great player. I'm sure he's going to come into his own. But I just don't see it working with the Detroit Pistons. So here are some trades that I came up with so that we can get this thing turned in the right direction. I'm basically playing Troy Weaver. And I do think the Detroit Pistons are close. They kind of remind me of how the Golden State Warriors were, and also how the Denver Nuggets came to be. And to be quite honest with you, being out in Denver and having watched the Nuggets over the past over the past 20-something years, I've seen their ups and downs and whatnot, and they just wasn't able to get over the hump with Carmelo Anthony in Denver. So we don't want to see the same thing happen with Cade Cunningham's career. I hope that things work out fine with him where he goes to a contender. But I did watch the Denver Nuggets build what they have now, and they have one of the deepest rosters in the league, one of the most talented rosters in the league. And when I look at the Detroit Pistons, I have to say the same thing. They're up there probably in the top 3 or 4 as far as the depth of the roster is concerned. They just got to put it together. So these are just some suggestions that I have as far as some deals that I will make playing Troy Weaver and also playing Monty Williams. So just ask everybody, just be patient, and no one's really running away with the championship with the exception of the Milwaukee Bucks, the Denver Nuggets, the Philadelphia 76ers. No one's really running away as far as the odds to win the championship. So there's a lot of time left in the season. But I do appreciate you checking out this video. So I'm going to get right down to it. So my suggestion would be to make a trade involving Cade Cunningham and Jared Rhoden. And I will make a deal with the Los Angeles Clippers for Bones Highland and Terrence Mann. I think Bones Highland would be able to step in and provide some potency to the offense. And Terrence Mann as well will come in, and they're able to play more up-tempo for this team. And the Los Angeles Clippers wouldn't be getting shortchanged by any measure at all. You still have James Harden. You still will have James Harden, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard, along with Cade Cunningham. So they will have to move up as far as the odds are concerned for the championship. I don't want to see them beat my Denver Nuggets. I'm just saying I think that would be a nice haul for them and a nice haul as well for the Detroit Pistons. Another deal that I will make would be involving Isaiah Livers, I'm not saying to give up on him. I know he's battling some injuries, but I will trade Isaiah Livers along with a 2025 first round unprotected pick to the Memphis Grizzlies for Kenneth Lofton Jr. It's always been the Detroit Pistons' way to have a big man through our successful seasons, from Ben Wallace on to Bill Laimbeer on to Rick Mahorn and those guys, James Edwards. We always had big bodies on the team, and I think we do need to add another big body on the team. I know we have, Jalen Duren, and I know we also have Isaiah Stewart, but we still need a little more beef up under the in the paint. So those are my suggestions as far as, we don't need a total rebuild. We just need to add a couple pieces here and there and alter some things, and I think we'll be fine for this season. So moving on with this right here, this is what our roster will look like. We'll have Marcus Sasser as a point guard. Killian Hayes as another point guard. Monte Morris, Bones Highland, those will be our point guards. At the 2, we have Joe Harris, Terrence Mann, Alec Burks, Jaden Ivey, Stanley Moody. Stanley Moody can ball out. I mean, all these players from Arkansas. Arkansas quietly puts some great players in the NBA, and Stanley Moody is one of them. Also at shooting guard, we have Malcolm Kazalon, as a two-way player. And also adding to the roster, we have, as I said before, Kenneth Lofton Jr., to be exact, as one of the power forwards, along with Marvin Bagley III. Small forwards, we have Bojan Bogdanovic, Alsir Thompson, Jordan Usher. You guys look him up. He's playing overseas now, but I've been yelling his name at the top of my lungs for the longest, saying that he would have been one of the best backcourt running mates for Cade Cunningham. He's still available. Like I said, he's playing overseas now. Recent pickup, Kevin Knox II. I don't think that's bad in any way at all. I think that's a great move on behalf of the Detroit Pistons to bring him back. This guy was touted as being the next Kevin Durant for a while, and he's still young, and I hope he finds his footing in Detroit and becomes a superstar in the league. Moving on, we'll have James Wiseman. Yeah, we're still hanging on to James Wiseman. Realize he's still 22 years old. He may wind up having a breakout season somewhere in the future, but I don't think we want to give up on him just yet. Also, Jalen Duren, still a young guy in the paint. And another guy I'm looking at is Nate Watson. This is a guy I said the Pistons should have went after a couple of seasons ago, maybe last season, out of Providence. I've said in several videos before that I've never seen a player that had the intensity and played with the force similar to LeBron James, other than Nate Watson out of Providence. Look him up. You could get him on a two-way contract, and also you can get Jordan Usher on a two-way contract. As far as the starting lineup is concerned, I did make some alterations to the starting lineup. This is what I think will work best for the Detroit Pistons as far as the starting lineup is concerned with this roster. Keep in mind, we have a very deep bench. I'm telling you, we may be a year or two off, but we got probably one of the top 5 when it comes to the depth of the bench in the league. But my starters will be Killian Hayes. I'm still rolling with Killian Hayes. I don't want him traded. I don't want to look and say, wow, we had that. I don't want another Chris Middleton to happen here. So also we got Jaden Ivey running as a shooting guard. We got Isaiah Stewart, Beef Stew, still at the power forward. Bogdanovic obviously as a small forward starting, and I'm putting Nate Watson in there as a starting center. You look at some of his highlights from Providence and from him playing overseas, you'll understand why I did what I did there. Let me know in the comment section what you think, but we got to make some moves here, and like I said, it's just kind of the harsh reality of what must be said out there. No knock on any players at all. We just want to get back to winning and Detroit Pistons basketball. Y'all take care. Watch for more videos to come, especially part 2. Thank you.